Yo, what is up guys, and welcome to the yearly top speed test on the Formula 1 game. And we're gonna be doing it once again around Las Vegas because it has the longest straight. I've once again made a special top speed setup. 0 wings, of course. Transmission doesn't matter. On suspension geometry, this was on the actual time trial setup already, but this would be ideal for top speed as well. If you go more negative camber, you got less rolling resistance because you got less tire on the road. Toe out on 0, so the tires are basically straight, giving you the ultimate top speed. Stiffest front suspension, softest rear suspension, helping with the top speed as well. You want the front as stiff as possible, the rear as soft as possible, so the rear squats down nicely on the straight, giving you less drag. And then on the ride height, maximum front ride height because you do not want to bottom out. And on the rear, it doesn't really matter too much. Roll bar has no effect on the top speed. And then on the tire pressure, you want the maximum tire pressure because you will have less rolling resistance. So that's the ultimate top speed setup. We're gonna start off with the Haas, as it's basically bottom of the list. So it's not the slowest car, I think so, performance-wise on F124. If it is, that would be fairly unrealistic because it's quite a decent midfield car in real life Formula 1. Alright, here we go then. See what we can hit up the straight. DRS is quite a bit later than last year on the straight. But it's still an incredibly long DRS zone. And we are going to be hitting well over 350. It's going to be 352. Yo, Chant. 352. Now, in my driver career mode, we reached 375, I think so. But obviously that car is upgraded a lot. And that was with Slipstream and with the overtake button. Now, after we've done every single car, I'm gonna do every single car again with the same setup, but with the overtake button on. There we go then. The Kick Sauber car is gonna hit a lot more. 355 down the straight. It's 3 kph more than the Haas car. That's quite a big difference actually. Alright, here we go. Good exit. Exit doesn't matter too much on such a long straight. Obviously it matters, but 1 kilometer more or less on the exit. By the time you get to the end, it's basically going to be equal. But here we go. I think this is actually going to be the least amount of top speed. Oh no, 352, 353. No, it's still more than the Haas car. So the Haas the slowest at the moment still. The Williams has a lot shorter gear ratio, which obviously, if you would be hitting the top speed limiter, that would be a disadvantage, but we're not going to. So maybe it's gonna have more pulling power, and it's gonna be the most. I'm not sure. But on the previous games, the Williams always had the shortest gear ratio. So let's see how that's gonna work out for this car's top speed. Here we go. The Williams car. As you can see, you have to upshift really fast. Especially 3, 4, 5, 6. It just feels a lot shorter. Just by feeling you can notice the gear ratio is shorter. Now I wonder if it's gonna help pull the car. It is, as you can see, more revs, but also more top speed, 356. And that's the most we've had so far. Obviously the ultimate top speed, if we would be hitting the limiter, which is I think 14k RPM, we can actually test that straight away. It's 14k RPM, which is I think 1000 RPM more than F123. That top speed will be lower, but we're not hitting that because the drag of the car is too much to be reaching that. And yeah, with the shorter gear ratios, it just helps pull the car towards a higher top speed, I reckon. Obviously, higher revs, more engine wear as well. So that's the disadvantage of it. Alpine car now. This one at the highest, or the longest gear ratio, I should say, last year on F123. And yeah, I think probably has not changed. So this engine sounds really good actually. I actually love this sound. However, how is it gonna do in the top speed test though? DRS open. Let's see what we can hit down the straight. It's not gonna be as much as the Williams. And it is 353. And I think actually the RPM was similar to the Williams. Gear ratios might have changed since F123 then. And actually Alpine might be similar as Williams. But yeah, maybe the Merc is just cooking down the straight. However, the engine has an influence on the ultimate top speed, but it's actually the drag of the car, the aerodynamic characteristics that have a much bigger influence. I think 10 horsepower, less or more, is not going to matter that much at 350 kph. It's more about the aero of the car that has a bigger influence. I'm actually quite surprised that all cars are so close, because in real life the gaps in top speed from week to week are very different. However, that obviously could be setup related as well, and we're basically running the same setup on every single car. Let's see what Aston can hit down the straight. Oh, it's not a lot. 353. Same as the Alpine. Still more than the Haas though. The Haas is actually still the worst so far out of all cars. McLaren up next with the Merc engine as well, of course. Alright, here we go. The McLaren. DRS open. $354, I think so. Yes, 354. It just dipped up to 354 right there. Now then, the Ferrari. Alright, here we go. I think the Ferrari is going to be the fastest out of all of them, but I've got no idea. So we're going to have to wait and see. Keeping it tight through here because it's a little bit bumpy on the outside there, so I don't want to go there. DRS open. We were already doing 336 before the DRS. And we're going to reach 357? Yes, 357. The Ferrari is the most so far. We got the Merc up next and then the Red Bull. I think the Merc's going to be terrible on straight line speed. It's been terrible over the past few years. At the same time, 2024 Merc is a lot better. So, DRS open. I think it's going to be close to the Haas. Yeah, 352. And I think it actually was slightly lower than the Haas. By like a few tenths. As I said, the Merc. Terrible on the straight. Way too draggy. But makes up for it in the corners. And that's why it's so fast. Again, it's hard to compare in real life. Because of all the aero packages and all the upgrades that come every single race. That have an effect on the setup again. Blah de blah de blah. On to the Red Bull. Now, I think this one is going to be close to the Ferrari for sure. Oh, here we go. Slightly less top speed at the DRS opening than the Ferrari. However, with the DRS open though, we're gonna get close 356 it is. And that is second behind Ferrari. Oh, it's actually equal with Williams. Williams was 356 as well. So the Ferrari does have the most top speed. But now, we're gonna test every single car again. But with the full overtake deployment on for this entire straight. And see who's gonna come out on top then. We got 355 on the last run. I don't want to use overtake just yet because I think otherwise we will run out at the end of the straight. So I'm gonna turn it on right here. And on the DRS. Let's see if we actually will reach a high top speed. We will. It's a lot higher though. 358. Okay. Alright, here we go. With the Haas. Again, waiting to turn on the overtake button, because otherwise we're gonna run out at the very end. Oh, I need to be careful not to get Slipstream here. In the AlphaTauri. Oh my god! 362! That's crazy! Okay, I actually had to make sure that the cars are not unequal, because I actually was going crazy. I couldn't believe it. 362 with the Haas. Whereas we were doing 352 in time trial. So the overtake button with the Ferrari engine at a 10 kph. Whereas with the Visa Cash App RB, we only get 5. Alright, now I'm expecting big things from this car. I'm expecting well over 360 top speed. .362 as well. So the Kick had 355 top speed in time trial. 362 right here with the overtake button on. The Haas at 352 and 362 with the overtake button on. Could it be that the Haas got a slipstream from that car that was running on the right side of the road, whereas we were running on the left? I think that could have happened actually. Here we go. The Williams. This one had 356 in time trial. And I reckon we're gonna go well over 360 here. Maybe 365. No, it's only 363. Oh, rip that guy. 363 for the Williams. Only 1 kph more than the Haas and the Kick Sauber. Although I'm gonna redo the Haas at the very end, because I think that car that was like running all the way on the right and I was tucking out of the slipstream actually gave us more top speed. I'm convinced, because I don't think the Haas is supposed to get 362. But we're gonna try that again at the very end. See if I'm right or wrong. Here we go. The here is open. Gonna be 350, 360. 360 exactly for the LP. Whereas it was reaching 353 before. 7 kph increase. The here is open again. And it is gonna be 360. No, 359 only. And that's a 6 kph increase. Only 6, that's not a lot. McLaren up next. Alright, here we go. Overtake button on. On the McLaren. 337 as we open DRS. I think the Ferrari actually hit that without the overtake button. 360 kph for the McLaren. And now the big one. The Ferrari. I am saying the Ferrari is hitting 365. That's my prediction. But we're gonna have to wait and see. Alright, here we go then. The big one. Overtake button on. 340 kph as we open the DRS. That's not gonna be 365 though. Oh, 363. I thought we were gonna hit 364 there for a second, but yeah, that's actually only 1 kph more than the Kick Sauber. And actually the same as the Williams. The Ferrari has gone backwards relative to the Williams. So that's an interesting one. Alright, here we go then. The worst car out of the top speed test. We had together with Haas. Let's see what the Merc can get. I don't think it's gonna be great. I think it's gonna be the worst again. It is 358. 358. So that's together with the Visa Cash App RB, the worst. But yeah, again, a 6 kph improvement to time trial with the overtake button on. And then the final one, the Red Bull. Same power unit as the Visa Cash App RB, of course. Alright, 338 as we open the DRS. Ferrari 340. Red Bull maybe a slightly less drag as we're gonna reach 362. So again, a 6 kph improvement. And I'm just gonna redo the Haas one because I don't believe that 362 kph top speed. But yeah, if that top speed was that much influenced by a car that far ahead and that far aside, then Slipstream is huge. And I'm definitely gonna try another one with the Ferrari, where I'm just gonna bunch up a load of cars and Slipstream behind them and see what we can hit down the straight with Slipstream. So yeah, the Haas once again, because this result doesn't really make sense to me. All cars only gained 6 to 7 to 8 kph to the time trial one, or to the hot lap ERS mode, and this one suddenly gained 10 kph, even though it was the slowest. So let's just try again. Alright, here we go. Previous test result was 362 top speed. Now it's gonna be 358. So it was the other car that gave us that much slipstream, which is crazy. Now I'm gonna switch back to the Ferrari and actually get slipstream from a car ahead. And I reckon we're gonna reach over 370 because I was so far behind that other car, all the way to the left, out of the slipstream. And it made such a big difference. So get me that Ferrari, get me a car in front of me, and we're gonna be cooking down the straight. Alright, just wanna be behind my teammate, starting the lap. I, on purpose, did a full out lap because they're gonna be running more power, of course. Actually, we might get a double slipstream down the straight. Because we got an Alpine and a Ferrari out of us. So that's gonna help us. Oh yeah, this is it. Oh my. 375. 375, so we gained 12 kph with the slipstream. That's crazy. I can't imagine what a maxed out my team car or a maxed out Red Bull or maxed out Ferrari actually in career mode will reach. Because we're already reaching 375 now. A maxed out car is going to be so much faster. I'm not sure if the gear ratio allowed it, but I reckon we're going to be reaching like 390 kph with the slipstream like this. 375 kph, absolutely insane. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like and subscribe. Make sure to check out my merchandise at jarnoopmeer.com for sim racing gloves. And yeah, see you guys next time. Bye.